Welcome to Sundays with Shay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sundays with Shay. Without further ado, here's Shay.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another week. Happy Sunday. So today I decided it's our first official episode of Coffee Talk. And I introduced this topic last week. So basically with Coffee Talk, it's basically giving me the chance to vent and kind of give you guys my ideas about what's going on in the world. There's a lot of things going on in the world, politically, socially, and there's just a lot of things that I just have never really talked about because with the direction I wanted to go in with the podcast, I really wanted to stick to just teaching and telling about my experiences, but I think it'll be nice to have that mix of both. You know, you guys kind of see my thoughts on what's actually going on in the world, and you can connect to me in that way while also still learning from me and in my healing journey. So it's just going to be a nice little like chat, you know, like between me and you. If we're face to face, like it would just be a normal conversation that I'd be having with you. So the first thing that's been on my mind right now is a viral post. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but his name's Jordan. He's famous on TikTok, and he was recently posted to the Shade Room. And he was basically discussing like why Gen Z is stressed out. And so now there's this big debate between millennials and Gen Zs. And I want to talk about it because we're so close in age, and we're also so close with the upbringings that I think the ideas are clashing. I would like to say that with Gen Z, they have a heavy tendency to be in everyone's business. And with that, it just creates a lot of drama. For millennials, we were grown up, mind your business, you don't speak until spoken to, like if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So it just creates, you know, just a lot of drama. So then now with that being said, we're coming into all of these people being in everyone's business. Now everyone's forming opinions about this person or, you know, said thing, and they want to cancel them because they got their feelings hurt, is the bottom line. And it's just like growing up, we used to roast each other as friends all the time. Like it was normal in the family. Like it was never anything that was an issue. And so it's just kind of crazy to see like the different dynamics between the two different generations. And then it's also crazy because Gen Z will cancel someone and then the receipts come out and they're silent. And it's like, see, this is why you should have just minded your business. If you minded your business in the first place, nobody would be where we're at right now. So we're in like this global debate of like millennials are looking younger than Gen Z because they're so stressed out. They're eating preservatives and the world's going to shit. Like that's basically what their complaints are. And I'm just like, okay. As millennials, we've had to work for everything, just like the previous generations before us. And yes, we have had access to a lot more resources than the other generations. So there's just this big divide that like millennials aren't stressed out and they're looking younger than the other generations. First of all, everyone in this goddamn world is stressed out, okay? We all got something to worry about. We all have bills to pay. We're all trying to accomplish goals. There's really no like there's no separation here. We're kind of all in the same boat is basically what I'm saying. I think the difference between choices between the different generations just come from upbringing and being self-aware and understanding that you can break those trends for yourself and kind of create your own path. And I think that's the breakdown with Gen Z is they have pretty much everything. They have the internet, they've got social media, they've got books, they've got other people influencing them. So I can understand their reasonings of just picking what they're comfortable with because they've got all these different kinds of influences. But it definitely makes it hard when Gen Z is complaining about everything and it's like you can't. There's so many resources. Self-awareness is key to not only just help yourself but help your situation. I mean, we all go through shit, but that doesn't mean that we need to go turn around and be an asshole to someone or cancel someone because they hurt our feelings or just create this divide between generations when we're literally all experiencing the same shit in different timelines. So I just wanted to talk about that and give my piece on that because I don't think it's really fair to separate any of the generations and their struggles because they're all different in each generation. Politically, now, this is my first time talking about politics. And like I've said in the past, I'm not at this level, like the highest level of intelligence in this subject. But I do pay attention, I do research, I watch videos, I have conversations, and I'm kind of blinders are off. Right now, there has been a war on Gaza for over 100 days. And last night there was an update. I was on TikTok and there's an update because they have TikTok creators that are literally live streaming whenever they can have internet access to basically give the world updates on what's going on so we're actually informed of what's really happening. And that is a genocide. In the beginning, they were saying it was a terrorist attack. And the reason for the war was to eliminate the terrorists. My question is, does it take 100 days and a genocide to eliminate terrorists? My other question is, why are we continuously invading the territories? And by we, I don't mean the US, but we are in support of Israel. I just want to throw that out there. But why are we allowing bombings and a mass genocide to happen to control terrorism? That doesn't really seem like a solution. People are dying. There's no resources at all. No food, no water, no electricity. They're literally going from hospital to hospital or whatever freestanding building is available to survive. So what's going to happen when there's no buildings available and you have all these people? Are you just going to start shooting them? You're just going to start bombing the actual people because you're bombing the buildings that they're staying in and claiming that you're trying to eliminate terrorists. And it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. And for the rest of the world, literally for us to just be sitting by watching, it's heartbreaking. Like I literally am holding back my tears and my anger right now because I don't know what to do other than what we've already been doing as far as spreading the word, trying to get people to understand what's really going on. I can't say this word, but we are stopping the support of big corporations that are in support of this movement that they call. And just continuing to listen and watch these creators and just be more aware of what's going on. The shit that they put on the news is literally not news. If they're only going to cover this for 5 minutes and the rest of the news is literally about all of these celebrities and this person got fined and this person is going to jail and this person just started this line, and it's just like, that doesn't matter. How can we help these people? We're killing innocent people. These are innocent people. You're not eliminating terrorists. What are you doing? So my other question behind that is like, and I hate to compare, and I really don't want to, but just think back last year when Lahaina was burnt for unknown causes. It was just a complete fire across that city, historic city, not a just newly come up. This is a historic city. So it really makes you wonder, like, what's the purpose? Why are you doing this? Because it's not for the purpose that you're talking about. And this honestly has been on my mind for a long, long time. And I'm thankful that I'm able to come on this platform and talk to you guys about it, because I think it needs to happen. I think I need to use my voice in the way that I can to spread the information just as everyone else is, and kind of just help people understand and see, like, there's people out here that understand what's going on and don't agree with it and will do anything to try and support the opposing side to help them, because right now they definitely need help. My other question with this is, what if that was us? We would be screaming and crying and boo-hooing for people not helping us. As Americans, we all know how we are. We boo-hoo and cry when we can't get whatever we want at fucking 7-Eleven. You know, like, we cry about not being able to get Gucci and all that kind of shit. So imagine if this shit was happening on our soil. You would want some help. So let's figure it out. Let's stop it and actually tend to the problem. Actually find the terrorists. It's not about genocide and wiping out people and land. It's not. And it makes me so upset. And I really do think about these things because, like I said, I'm very empathetic. And before I even wanted to even talk about this, I had to have all kinds of conversations. I had to watch the videos. And if you need somewhere to start, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm plugging my guys weekly wrap up with John and Yancy. Like, honestly, weekly wrap up with John and Yancy. Not only do they cover what's going on in the world, they share their opinions, they're sharing the facts, and they're calling out the bullshit, honestly and truthfully. They're not filling you with a bunch of junk to create a bias. They are giving you information to create your own story. And whether you want to follow this side or this side, that is your choice. But they are giving out factual information. And I'm so thankful, so thankful that I started to pay attention, because without the information, without this, these kind of resources to have, I would not be able to come onto my platform and be able to speak and give my opinion. And that's just facts. And there's many people in this world that like to speak on political things and they only watch news stations. I don't want to say specific, but you know what I mean. They only watch news stations. Okay, so that was that. So I definitely, like, if you have some like questions and other thoughts and opinions on these topics, like, please, I definitely want to hear your side of things, and we can have a discussion. I'm not trying to argue with anyone. I just genuinely like to see where everyone's mindset is, because that's how we learn as a collective. I mean, when we were in school, we all did group discussions and everyone had different opinions, but you could all learn from them. So definitely, like, be interactive and definitely, like, let me know what you guys think about all this stuff, because it's nice to talk about, for one. It's also spreading awareness, for two, and you're also able to see different sides rather than one. So yeah, that's that. And then the last thing I want to talk about, I know I've recently talked about, not recently, but I've talked about relationships and gender roles. This is another debate that's going on. I've seen a lot of videos of men and, like, women expectations in a household. And I want to throw this out there. It's 2024. We need to drop them. We need to drop the expectations of our partners. Unless there's a discussion between the both of you and it's a mutual agreement, and then there's breakdowns, then you can start saying, hey, you're not doing your role, you're not doing this. But to just assume that a man is to do this and a woman is to do this, it's out. It's completely out. So the biggest thing that they were talking about is men take out the trash, females don't touch the trash at all. So my question to that is, when you're by yourself, females, when you're by yourself, what do you do with the trash? Are you calling your brother? Are you calling your uncle? Are you calling your dad? Like, who's taking out your trash? And if it's a no to all of that, you're taking it out, right? You're taking it out, right? So why are we expecting, now that we have a man in the house, to take the trash out? If the trash is full, you take it out, regardless of who it is. Just like if there's dishes, it's not my responsibility to clean up after you. It's not my responsibility to pick up after you. As a woman, it's not my responsibility. As an adult, I'm going to clean my house, yes, but is it my responsibility to? No. So if you see dishes that need to be done, you do them. If you see trash that needs to be taken out, you take it out. You know, it's just like, why are we putting gender roles on basic household chores? We have to do them when we're by ourselves. It doesn't make it any different when you have a partner. When you have a partner, it just enhances, and you can kind of divide the roles, so it's not so much pressure on you. It's, you know, we have to get away from the woman takes care of the house and the man brings in the check and they take the trash out. Like, I'm sorry, we have to get, yeah, we just have to get away from it. It's just, I understand that men want to feel masculine and they want to feel, you know, like, I don't know, I'm not a man, but I know that there's just that masculine feeling that they're looking for, and so maybe some of these things they feel obsolete to because they're a man. We got to get away from that, because when you're by yourself and you have dishes in the sink and your laundry's not done and your bathroom's not clean, what are you doing? Are you calling your mom? Are you calling your sister? Are you calling your aunt? No, you're cleaning your bathroom. You're doing what you need to do. Like, so it really needs to just stop. Like, we're not living in a time where there's a woman to take care of the household. Everyone is working. Everyone has shit to do. And, you know, it's just take care of responsibilities as you see it. Like, you know, just we just have to stop. And I hate that it has to be a debate that between men and women. And it's like, these are basic necessities that you have to do on your own. So why put the pressure on each individual to do certain things? I mean, granted, there are certain things that a man will do that if I don't know what to do about it, he'll do for me. And for example, I am not hands-on. So if there's something that needs to be fixed, if the oil needs to be changed or the brakes need to be done, fortunately, I have a man that can do that. If he wasn't able to do that, guess what? You take your car to a mechanic and someone else does it for you. And there's female mechanics out there. So I'm not saying that, you know, that's a man's job, because there's both genders in this field. And you can search it. You can look specifically for a female. You can ask for a female mechanic if that's what you prefer. But I'm just saying, like, it's just like, it's common sense by now. We're not in the 40s and 50s where we have those gender roles where the female is staying at home taking care of the kids in the household, and the man is at work bringing in the bread, and, you know, then he just comes home and bees with his family. We're out of that. We're out of that. And if we ever go back to that, it's still going to be the same thing. It's still going to be the same thing. I'm not your mom. Clean up after yourself, and vice versa. Okay. He's not my dad. He's not my caretaker, vice versa. I've got to do my part and he has to do his part. So it's just, you know, a lot of these things that I see on social media that get me riled up, and I got to talk about it, because I talk about it with my coworkers and, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, let me just broaden this out. Let's all have the conversation. Let's all talk about it. And, like, I know I have different generations on this podcast, so please, please, please put your input on this stuff, because I want to learn. I want to learn from the older generations, and I want to learn from the people that are younger than me that are in relationships as well, because, like I said, we can all learn from each other. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been on my mind. So I don't know when the next coffee talk will be, but I kind of like having, you know, just a few subjects I can touch on and let you guys know about. But definitely with these episodes, like, please, please, please interact. Like, I really do want to have some conversations with you guys, and just be more active, and I want to see what you guys like, what you don't like, what you want to see from me, like all kind of shit. Like just have a conversation with me. Like we're friends here. We're gonna be besties. We've been here for a year now. Like we're only gonna keep growing. We're only gonna keep going further. So why not try and get to know each other now? So I appreciate you guys being here. Please, please, please check out the weekly wrap up with John and Yancy. It's honestly really good information, and I enjoy their episodes so much. John, he's my cousin, and I love him to death, and he's so knowledgeable, and he's so understanding, and he's just very open to a lot of things. And Yancey is a great person as well. He's very knowledgeable. He's great with his words, and I Yancey has a special piece of me because he literally tells it like it is. Like he's definitely that fuck around and find out type of person. And I love that. Like he just legit was like, no, fuck that. Like I think in one of the episodes he was genuinely like, no, fuck that. Like or whatever he said, but it was just so genuine and raw. It's amazing. And then you just have John. He's just so positive and just like, just lets him do his thing, and like he knows that's his friend and that's how he is. But it's just great to have that dynamic of both of them just having, like John may not come off like Yancey does, but trust me, in those moments that John needs to, like, he's gonna get fired up. So, like, fuck around and find out with John too. Like, don't get me wrong. But yeah, you guys definitely check out my guys, because I mean, without John, I literally would not be sitting here talking to you guys. I probably would still be talking to my coworkers about starting a podcast. So it's just, I'm really thankful for him, and you guys will see why when you start watching the videos. But I will leave you with that. Thank you for being here. That was Coffee Talk on Sundays with Shay. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.